Solo filmmaking is a really tough gig. In addition to beating yourself up for the things that you do, whether or not they were the right choice, you also beat yourself up for the things that you didn't do. The mic shadow that you missed, the audio that's fucked up, the microphone that's in the shot that shouldn't be. But I'm doing this project not because it's easy, but because it's hard. And I am creating all of this. And I'm living with the problems that I create because, number one, the next project that I go to won't have these problems because I'll know how to prevent them. The mistakes that I'm making now will make me a better filmmaker down the road. And number two, so that when I do have a bunch of really talented people on the set that are working for me and depending on me, I'll understand where they're coming from. I'll value their contributions because I've done it myself. So I hope you enjoy chapter 4 and all of its glorious mistakes. It's called Requiem for Journalism. Thanks for watching.
We can't afford this house. We would love to have a place like this.
They needed a lawyer.
The lawyer's dead.
We need a lawyer.
The husband better not be a problem.
You need to come right for me.
You had your chance a year ago and you didn't hire me then.
Conditions are forcing cutbacks.
You're laying me off.
Yeah, I was just calling to see if you have any openings.
So, you'd rather pick up dog poop than work for me?
Any day of the week.
Got an OnlyFans.
Grocery delivery.
Want me to turn on this work?
Welcome to capitalism. Everyone's a whore and everything has a price.
We can put a tombstone in the office that reads, "Here lies journalism. She served us well, but her billionaire feudal lord got a divorce, so the public is just left with this rotting corpse."
Dot. They're coming after your retirement bonus.
Who is?
FCC douchebags.
They can't do that.
They can, and they will.
How can they do that?
Regulatory bullshit. Duty of care, blah, blah, blah. No $25 million for you.
And Cabletown is just going to roll over.
If you thought you could get away with not paying somebody $25 million, how much would you slow down the check?
Motherfuckers.
But there's a plan.
There's a plan?
There's a plan.
And what exactly is this plan?
They're not going to pay you for the deliveries.
Who?
Studio douchebags.
They can't do that.
They can, and they will.
How can they do that?
Some bullshit, didn't receive merchandise, blah, blah, blah. You don't get paid.
They had to have received something. Never mind. I'll track down the fuck up.
You better. You have one job.
Oh, actually, it's 2 jobs now. Your brother just brought me on his case.
What case?
Ask him yourself.
What the fuck?
Why are you distracting our lawyer?
They're trying to fuck me out of my retirement.
Who is?
Government douchebags.
They can't do that.
They can, and they will.
How can they do that?
Some bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Fatlock, can you get this done or not?
Yeah, how are you going to get a multi-billion-dollar media company to pay up?
Do you have any friends in the studio accounting department?
Yeah, who's the guy who...
Yeah, his name's Murray. Everybody calls him Beans. Why?
I'll let you know if I'm successful. Meanwhile, I gotta go kill a bike messenger with an 8.5-inch penis.
Fuck that shit. Deal with my money first, and then go worry about your drugs.
Alleged drugs. Hey, be sure to send us all the files that you have that pertain to the studio. If they're with me, then they're privileged, and they'd have to send a subpoena in order to get them.
Yeah, sure. Hey, this bike messenger with the 8.5, is he,
He's straight.
Damn it. I hate it when a really great dick goes to waste.
Can we not just have this in the press room?
Oh, Aunt Stanley doesn't come to reporters. Reporters come to Aunt Stanley. First week?
Yeah, I just had my orientation yesterday.
First pitch?
Yeah?
You got one?
Well, I got a couple ideas.
Well, why don't you ride past us right here?
So you got nothing and just gonna steal something from me?
What? No, absolutely. No, I would never. I'm just trying to help you, dude.
Let's get this over with. I don't have a lot of time. I have a 3 p.m. ketamine cleanse and my Sherpa's in fucking Calabasas. Weston, pitch me. Wait! Where's Joss?
Joss has COVID. She's working remote. She said the pitches are in your email box, and Brandon and Toval are still working on the history of the bikini area.
Oh, that last cut was 7 hours long. They're like the fucking Merchant Ivory of Brazilian wax. Weston, pitch me.
Oh, I got nothing. I was gonna steal something from the new guy.
You Fatlock?
Mr. Bean, I presume.
Just beans. As in bean counter?
I got the connection. Look, Daddy is not happy.
Shh. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I told him. I got the FCC so far up my ass, when I belch, I taste quarterly reports.
That is not a position I would want to be in. But I can promise you that things will get more distressing if you don't pay him what you owe him.
What's he gonna do?
Well, when you run a studio for 20 years, you get your name as a producer on a lot of movies. In the case of Sullivan, he has his name on just about every single piece of media they put out while he was studio head.
Just about all of our catalog content has his name somewhere on it.
And in order to stream that content, including on streaming services the studio owns, you need his permission. And without it,
the studio would have nothing in the catalog to sell.
Which is why you should pay him what you owe him, so he doesn't have to do anything drastic.
You don't understand. At this point, the FCC is requiring weekly updates, and they've subpoenaed every file relating to the casting company. They're talking about human trafficking charges with the State Department. I shouldn't even be seen here with you. Everything that has the Sullivan name on it is throwing up a red flag.
Well, what if it was somewhere that didn't send up red flags?
There's no place in the country. Oh. The Indian and South African subsidiaries. Well, there's no way to get back in the States without... But then, I wouldn't be here if you didn't have a plan for that.
Bitcoin.
Seriously?
$25 million to that Bitcoin account by the end of the week, or you will receive intent to revoke permission on everything on the streaming services.
They're not going to be happy.
I don't need them to be happy. I need them to be compliant. Oh, small matter of an invoice with a certain investment club in Palm Springs.
Email me proof of delivery and I'll get them paid.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Beverage! I said onions. Hyacinth, any celebrity dick pics for sale?
I've got 2 Spanish soap stars, the husband of a real housewife, and Tom Hardy on vacation in Spain.
Which husband? Harry Hamlin?
Kelsey Grammer.
We'll take the soap stars. Pass on Frasier.
And Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy? Are there any gay men in America who haven't seen his dick yet? Pass. Newsboy, what you got?
Well, I was thinking that we could look into the overturn of Roe v. Wade and see how there's been an impact on contraception ability to purchase since then.
Halfway through that pitch and I wanted to move to Florida and watch Law and Order reruns. Somebody please save me.
What about something on the sexual harassment suit? Does anyone know the Sullivan Brothers?
Oh, not since they were bought by Cabletown, but I may know someone. My husband might.
Might? Me? Might? I didn't hire you for me to lights! I'm hungry for stories. And I didn't realize that I had to make it clear that they had to be interesting ones! Get hurt, and I will pay your medical bills. Break the law, and I will hire the best lawyers in the country to represent you. Bore me, and I will discard you like a Kardashian husband. Oh, and Weston, make sure we get a conservative think piece on the Sullivan Brothers scandal from our resident incel.
We have a resident incel?
Well, it's a fictional character I created named Rusty Credence Mackey.
Wait, what?
We can't hire an actual member of the incel community. Too many run-ins with HR. So instead, we create a fake internet persona that we call the resident incel. They write for the paper until they get pissed off enough to quit, and eventually we just fill them in with another fictional persona. See, it's how we can leverage a demographic while keeping them at arm's length.
Wow, that is just...
Genius, right? Last year, we started a Twitter war with my fictional vegan lesbian essayist. The takedowns were epic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, it's kind of tempting to think of what we do here as shallow and vapid, but I think we're really changing some lives.
What if we were telling them we didn't have any records?
20 years running a studio and you have no records to show for it?
What's in these records?
Nothing. I took out anything incriminating a long time ago.
Even the stuff with Don Quixote or whoever and the kids?
Don Iguala, and who cares? He's dead. Besides, the lawyer's bound by privilege. He can't say shit.
You better be right.
Well, what? You're in this just as deep as I am.
Well, I'm not the one going to be going to jail. I'll deny everything.
They don't put rich white people in jail anymore. Don't you watch the news?
You better be right.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers. One of Hollywood's most iconic studios is the target of a sexual...
Hang on just... All right. It's still rolling. Thank you.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers. One of Hollywood's most iconic studios is the target of a sexual harassment lawsuit, and also an investigation by the FCC. Should I say the Federal Communications Commission?
Do it both ways and we'll cut what we want.
Okay. One of Hollywood's most iconic studios is a target of an investigation by the FCC and a sexual harassment lawsuit. One of Hollywood's most iconic studios is a target of a sexual harassment investigation and a lawsuit.
Read it.
Okay. One of Hollywood's most iconic studios is a target of a sexual harassment lawsuit and an investigation by the Federal Communications Commission. The Federal Communications Commission opened an investigation into Sullivan Brothers to see if they violated any fiduciary duty during this time they had at the studio. This comes as a direct result of multiple actresses...
During their time at the studio?
Yes. The Federal Communications Commission has opened an investigation into Sullivan Brothers to see if they violated any fiduciary duty during their time at the studio.
Okay, cut. Just do that part, but look in the camera the whole time.
Okay. The Federal Communications Commission has opened an investigation into the Sullivan Brothers to see if they have violated any fiduciary duty during their time at the studio. This comes as a direct result of several lawsuits filed by actresses regarding sexual harassment while the company was... This comes as a direct result of multiple actresses filing sexual harassment lawsuits against the casting company the studio had under contract. When reached for comment, Cabletown...
Do that previous line, looking into the camera.
This comes as a direct result of...
Cut.
This comes as a direct result of multiple actresses filing sexual harassment lawsuits against the studio during their time under contract. When reached for comment, corporate parent Cabletown had this to say. Let me just read their statement.
Yeah, we'll do an insert.
Our hearts go out to the victims of all sexual violence. Sullivan Brothers has a sterling reputation for producing entertainment the world loves, which is why we brought them into the Cabletown family. We'd hate to think the actions of a few bad apples who were never employed by Cabletown would tarnish an otherwise stellar asset.
Motherfuckers.
Keep going. We'll cut that out.
Cabletown stock has dropped 4% in after-hours trading.